Hey everybody, it's War God 60 here. Kevin, got another video with mostly 70s stuff, 60s, 70s. There might be some 80s in there, but I think most of it is 70s and late 60s stuff. Most of these are Discog buys, so I'm going to get into it right away. I'm not going to go in very much detail and just kind of get through these quick as I can. First up is a band called Clark Hutchinson. A equals MH2. Band is out of Great Britain. Clark, great guitarist on this. They have a couple albums out. This is originally came out in '69. It's definitely ahead of its time for when it came out. But first came out on Decca Records. It's now released through Our Karma Records. But great 70s stuff here. And then this band called Free Will. Cold Cold Morning. This is a fantastic album. The packaging of this album is absolutely great, and for the price, definitely well worth it. I'm going to open this up and show you a little bit. It's just great. It's a great package. Of course, down on the bottom, I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of this album cover is kind of here, and then it's kind of indented in. So you open this up, and you can see the cutaway there. Okay, and then it shows the band here, and then of course over there. I mean, fantastic package. And then it has the albums in. I'm not going to take them all, but it has a Free Will biography. Just some great 60s, 70s hard rock blues. Fantastic album. Fantastic packaging of this album. I'm just floored how good this is. And I didn't pay overly a whole lot for this, but I really, when I first bought this, I didn't know that it was going to be kind of like this, but oops, can't do that, I'll wreck it. But anyway, Free Will, Cold Cold Morning. This is actually, I should have showed this in some of my newer stuff, but I didn't. I'll show it now. Picked up this Edge of Paradise, brand new stuff here, Universe. Of course, I picked it up on CD. This is a disc. This was a Bandcamp buy. This is Martin Bear, Back to Steel, and trying to think. Can't remember. Anyway, it's on Purple Pyramid Records. Great guitarist, Martin Bear. From the 80s, I picked up this through Rockadrome, Black Sheep. Trouble in the Streets on Roadrunner. Or it's on Enigma, excuse me. Picked up a band called Jump. It's on Janus Records, some early 70s hard rock, Psych blues, somewhere in there. I picked this up because it's part of, Tommy Bolin was in on some of this band stuff. This band is out of Colorado. I believe this came out in '69, if I'm not mistaken. '74, excuse me. Anyway, the band is called Rainbow Canyon and Rolling in the Rockies. Picked up This is a promo from a band called Left End, and the album Spoiled Rotten. In '73 on Polydor, the red Polydor label. Again, most of what I'm showing is either going to be psychic, good psych hard rock, some blues, hard rock blues. So you kind of get where I go with a lot of these that I show you and what I pick up. Picked up a band called Glass Harp, and it's on the Decorate label. I picked up, this is an OG. I also picked up a reissue of this. Might be somewhere in there. I'll have to look, but I picked up Rumpelstiltskin. I showed one on CD that was called Black Magicians. This is not a fairy tale. This is the name of that album here. So it's on the Bell label, an OG. Fairly decent shape. Picked up the Dirty Blues Band, of course. Just some great late 60s, early 70s blues. It's on the Blues Way label put out by ABC Records. Band called Flat Egg and Goodbye. It's a gatefold. Band called The Trip. I showed a Trip on CD. This is Karante on vinyl. I picked up another one of this, Tommy Bolin, Savannah Woman, Demos and Jam Sessions. I got number 19. This is number 19 actually. Only 200 were made. These I bought at Vinyl Giant. I picked up the self-titled Cars album. Used to have it. Decided to pick up again. Kind of reminisce back in the early days. 76, I believe. 74. Oh. 78. Great album. This is the DFK band, which is Dudek, Les Dudek, Mike Finnegan, and Jim Kruger. This is self-titled one from 1980. I love Les Dudek, his early stuff. Ghost Town Parade. Some of the early stuff from him was great. I found a decent copy of this. I've been wanting this for a while, and I mean, it's just got a little bit of, not really a dog ear, it's got a little crease here, but the ACDC Flick of the Switch. And the Atlantic label. I picked this up over at Rockadrome. This is the only one they ever put out. It's a British prog rock band, and this is a fantastic album here. The band is called Steel Mill, and the album is Green Eyed God. Just a great album. If you love early prog rock from the 70s, definitely pick this up. Another fantastic release. Very surprised Again, I found this through YouTube. I went over to Discogs and picked this one up. I got 2 of them, but I can't say enough about this. This is called Leaf Girls album. Fantastic prog rock, hard rock mixed in. Just a fantastic album. I believe this came out originally in 72, maybe 73. This is a reissue, but great album if you're into prog rock, psychic, hard rock. This is a great album. Another great album here. This is from 1970, and this band is out of New York. A very great album, very Psych, pure heavy Psych sound, with just killer Hammond organs and everything. And I'm talking about a band called Sabatis and Warning in the Sky. I really highly recommend this album if you're into stuff like this. And I'm sure there's a few out there that love this. Just a great album. It has a lot of good inner insert with photos and shit, but just a great album. I find a lot of good gems like this. Picked up another one from the Plasmatics, probably their best. Coup d'etat, great album. Definitely a heavy metal album, not a punk album. Love this album. Picked up this at the Vinyl Giant. Give me a mix here, a little bit of everything here. But I picked up Electric Light Orchestra and El Dorado. Been picking up a lot of yellow stuff. More of their obscure earlier stuff. I've been wanting to get a lot of this, and for the longest time I couldn't find any of this. I went into the Vinyl Giant and this was there, and it is a very decent copy. Somebody came in, I guess, a week before and just sold his collection, and this was in there. And I mean, the cover looks in VG Plus, almost mint. And talking about Buffalo Springfield, one of the great bands from 66 to 67. And it has Neil Young in here, of course. It has Richie Ferry, Steve Stills, Bruce Palmer. But I picked this up. And of course, been looking for more. I did find more though. I'll show you that a little bit. This was kind of a weird find. You know, I looked at it, I put it back, I went back and re-looked at it again, and I said, I've never seen this one ever in the wild, let alone even heard of it. But this is from, I believe, 1966. And it's the Moody Blues Go Now album. I've never ever seen this, which is, I mean, it's absolutely a great find. It's on the AKA Records, and it's made in England, so this is an English UK release. Like I say, I do believe it is from 1966. I did a little research on it. It has the original in her, and the vinyl is in great shape. Very happy to pick this up. The only bad part about it is there's a little seam damage here, but overall, I'd put the cover at probably good, maybe good plus. I couldn't pass this up. I do have this. This is probably a better copy than mine. And love this band. More glam rock from the 70s. Slade and the album Sladist. This was released in 73, of course. You gotta know Noddy Holder. and Don Powell. So, great Slade. I picked this up over at Orange Records. Been slowly acquiring more of this. This is self-titled. I bought it. The cover is in very good shape, and it was like $3. Picked up Rat, a self-titled album. And so I was happy to pick this up. Seems like Orange Records lately has been getting a lot of collections in, and some of it has been in very, very great shape. This is another one that was over there in fantastic shape. $15. There is hardly no damage to this at all. The vinyl is in near mint condition when I'm talking about Led Zeppelin and Houses of the Holy. And the vinyl is absolutely mint. And I mean mint. It's like it's never been played. And so I was happy to finally see these. A guy was, I actually bought this on Black Friday. And I was in there for one album. I picked that up for a guy, a friend of mine. I went through the used bin, and this was in there, and the guy that was next to me is a friend of mine. He said, if you don't buy it, I will. Well, I was going to buy it anyway because it's in such a great shape. So I'm slowly acquiring my Led Zeppelin stuff back again. In addition, this was there, and this is actually a master recording of Led Zeppelin 4. If I'm not mistaken, it has master disc on it. No, I think it was the Led Zeppelin Houses of the Holy is a master. So, anyway, this is also in near mint condition. So I picked this up. This is like $15 too. Of course, this one is a gatefold edition. So there are different versions of this out there, but this is a gatefold. I didn't have this one, and I've been trying to get all of this guy's stuff. One of my favorite blues guitarists, and I think I paid $5 for this. Talk about Stevie Ray Vaughan and Couldn't Stand the Weather from '83 on CBS. So I was happy to pick this up. I got these two probably as a filler for an album that I bought, which I can't remember through Discogs, but this was in here, and I happen to like this band, Missouri, which is more of a southern rock band. So I looked at it. It's cut out. I don't know if he purposely did this or just to get rid of it as part of a filler for an album, but I was happy to get this. I love southern rock. This was also on the bottom, and this is also in great shape. This is a demo. Surprise! This is a David Bob Berg band from the 70s. So yeah, I didn't pay for the two, but I'll take them. Some more blues here from late 60s, early 70s. This is put out by Music on Vinyl. 69 release, and the band is called Living Blues, and the album is called Hell's Sessions. And put out by Music on Vinyl. Love that label. They put out some great stuff. They do a bunch of covers here, a lot of B.B. King stuff, but great stuff. If you're not a fan of buying stuff from the 60s and 70s, I gotta say you're missing out on some fantastic stuff from back in them days. I know I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and I thought I knew a lot about what was out back in them days, but I'm floored at how much I did not know was out. This is another one of those. Here's another band back from them early days. It's called Yesterday's Children, or Psych rock, and this is put out by Map City. Got some great stuff here. Some hard rock, more not really heavy hard rock, but still some good hard rock from a band called Ariel and Rock and Roll Stars. This is a UK pressing. And this came out in '72. I have two of these. One was a record store day purchase. Well, I didn't buy it at a record store day. I bought it from Discogs, and it was part of a record store day release. I'm not exactly sure what year, but anyway, the band is called Blue Mountain Eagle. Some more hard rock blues. Good stuff here. This is kind of a cult album back in them early days. But this band is called Bull Angus. Gatefold. Some great stuff here. This was through Rocketdrome. There's only 5 songs on here. Side 2 is one complete track. This is kind of a cult metal classic. The band is called Janus, and the album Gravedigger. Some great stuff here. These I want to show in succession with other albums I do have from this band. So I picked up a band called Houston Fearless. This is on Imperial Records. Come out about 71, 72. Some more hard rock. Psych. We'll take a look at this one here a little bit. Of course, that's the original inner, which is great. On the Imperial label, so some more gems from back in the early days. Some Houston Fearless. Some more hard rock blues, a band called Jukin' Bone, and Way Down East. Originally come out in 1972. They do have a couple albums out. Picked up 3 copies of this. This one I have a promo, and I'm sending one to a friend. But some great hard rock blues, sealed. And then I picked up a band based out of Minnesota from about '72 I'll read a little bit here. Obscure Minnesota-based power trio Highway emerged from the Epicureans, which had formed from the ashes of the Pacers and the Corsairs, becoming Highway in '72. Guitarist Steve Murphy was joined by drummer Dan Camarada and bassist Eric Bannister. This is their self-titled debut. Was recorded in a studio near Fort Dodge, Iowa. And Highway was based out of a little town called Ceylon. Originally, there were only 500 copies pressed. This is kind of a psychedelic garage rock, maybe a little bit of country-tinged blues rock, but this is the band Highway, originally recorded in 85 or 75. So, haven't picked this up. This is kind of a hard one to find here. Originally released in '71, band called Shotgun Limited. Kind of reminded me of the self-titled Point Blank album, which is similar to the Shotgun Barrels here. But again, some more hard rock, blues orientated stuff, but good stuff here. Put out on the Prophecy Records. Fantastic release here. This is a re-release. Originally released in 1975 on the Bird's Nest label. These are Boogie Stompers, Strange Flavor. This album is called Strange Flavor by the band Agnes Strange. Great album. Definitely look out for this. Definitely has some heavy rock riffings, raw leads, tough attitude, and spacey hawk windish-esque touch. It's limited to 500 copies. All right, a few more here. 2 albums from this band called Glencoe. This is a promo. And it's on the Great Western label. It also picked up The Spirit of from Glencoe. It's also a promo from '73. Now these are albums that I ordered I think they were on eBay. I ordered these, and these both came at the same time, and when I seen the box next to my door, I kind of cringed. And there was good reason, because first one is, again, Ancient Empire. It has a bad dog ear right here, which pissed me off. So this is number 244 of 350. This is going out to a friend of mine. It doesn't matter to him here. The vinyl is in good shape. It's brand new, so it's good. But it's just why this should never happen, but it does. They don't take pride in how they deliver or stack their mail. They just wreck shit. So this is one of them that's going to a friend. The other one is this Blazing Stone. Again, there's a bent dog ear right here, which is really bad. And this is actually, which is weird, because this is number 500 of 500. So it's the last one ever pressed which is kind of weird. I didn't realize that, but this is going to a friend. It's all I've been promised, so going to him. I got a couple more here. Here's a band called blues rock album, and the album is Blues Vibe. This is a trio. So good stuff here. And then some more. Well, this one is different. This is Chicken Bones, and it's hard rock in concert, and put out by Long Hair Records. First released back in the early 70s. And this is a repress of an album I showed earlier, which was on the Bell label. Well, this is put out by Sound Vision, and this is Rumpelstiltskin. And self-titled. So I have the original, a repress, and also have a CD of this. A couple more here, guys, and we're done for now. And then I picked up over at Rock and Roll a band out of the late 60s into the early 70s. It is Van der Graaf Generator. And after the flood, the early sessions, November 67, October to October 1970. Gotta jump on these or they are gone. Last one for this, also from Rockadrome, a band out of the West Coast from the early 70s. A little bit about them. Every Berg in that 70s had steady supply of weed and electricity provided a birthing ground for bands influenced by the likes of Jerry Garcia and Lowell George. And the Delaware area was no different. What was different was that in 1977, Snake Grinder made a record of their finest homegrown attempts for the local admirers, and then quietly slithered away. Worldwide recognition would take another generation or so to garner. Anyway, the band was called Snake Grinder. So I picked this up over at Rock and Roll. So anyway, that is all we have for now. And hope you enjoyed that. I'll probably do a few more, and hopefully you'll see what I have gotten over the last 3 months. I'm getting close. But anyway, take care, and we'll see you next time.